coming together, keeping together, and working together is success. Today, my question for you is, coming together is the beginning of what? What does this describe? This, of course, is from Henry Ford, and it describes teamwork, the coming together of people for a common goal or a project, the keeping together, the becoming a team, and then the working together, actually producing results, creates incredible success and incredible results. Henry Ford is probably one of the founders, I think, in my opinion, and my lessons learned, of teamwork and, you know, the assembly line and everything else, which involves teamwork. If you're running a manufacturing business or an assembly line or an organization that depends on other people for different parts of the process, that requires teamwork and coordination and all those things. Now, what are some of the advantages of teamwork? If you're in a business and you've been in a business and you are certainly wanting to supersize and grow your business, if you're listening to me, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, talk about these idioms, what they mean, where they come from, and how we can use them to build and grow and supersize our business, you probably have got lots of experience with teamwork. And those of us that have lots of experience with teams, different types of teams in all sorts of areas and walks of our life, both inside and outside of our businesses, have learned that some teams gel and are cohesive and work exactly like we imagine teams should work, but not all teams work that way. Every team goes through the 4 stages: forming, storming, norming, and conforming, where they don't all go through all those stages, and they don't all successfully become highly performing, productive teams. I mean, if we expect that of all of our teams, we're going to be disappointed. It's a matter of having the right people, the right resources, the right leadership, etc., the right access to knowledge and information for teams to work and be cohesive. And, you know, I was involved in the early stages in corporate America of going from independent workers to creating team systems, highly functional, multifunctional teams in different manufacturing environments. And sometimes the teams worked really, really well together. Sometimes we had to mix them up and move people around and move resources around to make the teams perform better. And other teams were just a catastrophe that took us quite a long time to figure out, how do we fix this? How do we move the pieces around? What's going wrong here? What's going right? And it was a huge learning experience. So what are some of the advantages of teamwork? What do we get out of it that is worth the effort? Because a lot of us who come up as entrepreneurs and are used to doing things by ourselves believe, falsely by the way, that we can do everything ourselves better. Now, the probability of any one of us being able to do everything all by ourselves is slim to none. So why do we want teams? Why do we want teamwork? Why do we want to partner up with other people? Well, it allows us to boost creativity. 2 minds, 2 heads are better than one. We talked about that, I don't know, probably hundreds of days ago now. It allows us to improve productivity. Maybe in the beginning, things aren't as productive. Decision-making takes longer. But once the team starts clicking and working together, we always get better decisions and better results out of a multidisciplinary, multifunctional team than we do just out of our own head. And it's just our ego that's telling us otherwise. It increases engagement. People are involved in the team decision-making process, so people have to be engaged and involved in the decision. Increased communication, or it at least makes us work on our communication skills. Doesn't always feel like it's better in increased communication, but then we see the games that people play with communication, and it allows us to all get better at that. It improves efficiency once we get clicking along and making decisions well as a team. Greater synergy, again, the sum of the parts are always greater than, or the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Nice if I could remember how to describe synergy. It increases innovation, it engages employees, it enhances flexibility, because usually more people have to be more flexible when they're working together on a team. It helps to overcome obstacles because there's more people looking for solutions. When we have more possible solutions in the pool of solutions, we always end up with better outcomes, because we do decision-making, group decision-making tools and things, and we apply things that help us as a group to come to terms and come to decisions that would be better than just one person or 2 people making them on their own. It can improve service levels, because there's more people considering the customer's needs and desires and experience, and what would help to make the processes that we use run smoother and to give our customers a better customer experience. We get fresh perspective. Whenever we have a diverse group of people working together for a common goal or a common cause, we have a lot of different opinions, a lot of different levels of experience coming together to come up with better solutions. Used to build trust, simplifies conflict resolution. Once a team goes through the storming and the norming stage and gets to the conforming stage, they know how to deal with one another, communicate with one another, solve problems together, make decisions, and they do run like a well-oiled machine, which is what Henry Ford was all about, right? The assembly line, well-oiled machine, producing cars faster than anyone thought was humanly possible. So what are some of the advantages that you have found of teamwork in your organization or to build and grow your business? How do you manage your teams? How do you lead your teams? Do you lead teams now, or are you the CFO or the CEO or the just the founder of your organization, and all the team management, team leadership is done by other people? That's the point that we all want to get to. We want to just manage a small team of our own people who manage their teams and who manage their teams and their teams. At least that's always my goal in my organization. So I want to manage and lead a handful of people. Once I get beyond 5 or 10 people, it gets to be cumbersome, and it's hard to make sure that everybody's needs are getting met, at least by one person. If I'm serving, because as a leader and a manager, I'm the servant for the people that report to me in my organization, it gets harder to serve 10 people than it does to serve just 5. So that's just my personal experience with it. Love to know your experience with teamwork and team players, and we all have awesome stories, I'm sure, and we all have horror stories. Share whatever you choose, because we learn from everything. And that's our idiom for today. That's our expression for today. I think it's a wonderful one, and I think it's totally appropriate that Henry Ford, who's probably one of the least formally educated but the wisest people of his time, would say something so wise. Henry Ford has got like just tons and tons of quotes that are associated with him, which just goes to show that he was an extremely wise man, and that formal education does not equate to wisdom, that's for sure, or success, unfortunately. So, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? How might you use it in your business, and maybe even in other areas and aspects of your life? If you want to know more about supersizing your business, feel free to join the free Facebook group called Supersize Your Business. And at the beginning of that, there's actually a gamified scavenger hunt where you can go through and learn all of the steps and all the processes in a fun way of supersizing and growing your business. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.